Now we're actually going to go into some product type stuff with our agent intel, Jessi Park. Jessi. Who's just really excellent at this type of thing, so I'm real excited that she's here. Forward right there.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So first off, thanks for having me up here. I was kind of surprised I was even asked because I'm still kind of new at leadership, but thanks anyways. So basically what I'm going to go into is how to get people up and going for a fast start for new agents when they first come in. And what I think is most important when new agents come is product knowledge. If they don't have product knowledge, then they don't really know what they're doing. So I developed kind of like, I didn't create this. Two of my agents created this for me, Michelle and Felicia. Thank you. But I created kind of like just a fast track. I have like scripts for people to follow. I want people on the phones as soon as they kind of get contracted. And even if they don't really know what they're doing, I want them to just start leaving voicemails. And I have that in my little manual here. The voicemail just says something like, my name is Jessi. I'm with Healthcare Solutions. I'm a broker. I'm contracted with more than 150 different companies. I specialize in building a plan that meets your needs and your budget. And then I leave my phone number. So I have them start doing that, and I want them to do 500 calls a week at least, even if they don't really know what they're doing. What they're doing is they're trying to get people on the phone so they can get a call back. Once they get that, then we can build them a plan. And I kind of go over, this is, I have cheat sheets. So this is one of the cheat sheets that I hand out. This one is just short term. So this just goes over 5 of the companies that we have for short term. And it has kind of like the tidbits of information of why National General is good, IHC, HII, United Healthcare, Pivot. And then I start to bundle them together to create the best plans for people. And I start doing trainings on like scenarios, like what if you have a family of 4 that have small children? Or what if you have an older gentleman who's over 50 and his wife, and they need health insurance? United Healthcare is really good for older people because it's less expensive than the other ones. So I kind of do quizzes like that and get people into bundling their products with different. So this is short term, this is fixed benefit, and this is National General, IHC, HII, Core Health, United Healthcare, and Manhattan Life. And when I first started, I started going through all the product brochures and kind of just pulling out what each brochure, what each company offered. And then here's the supplemental. And so the perfect plan would be all of this. I'm kidding. The perfect plan would be a short term and a couple supplementals like a critical illness, a dental, vision, and then a fixed benefit like the hospital protector guard from United Healthcare if they can afford it. So that's the bundling, and this is kind of, these are just the, you guys can take pictures of this. I can email it to anyone. Are you going to put it anywhere on the?
Yeah. No, yes. I'll have it posted on Lead Master as soon as the meeting's over.
Okay. Some other things like to get people on a quick start, I just kind of wrote down some stuff, kind of like piggybacking off of what Bill said, is it really helped when I first started to have an accountability partner, because Bill's right. You kind of start, there are some days and even weeks where you have a bad week or you have a bad day. And so you start questioning. I was like questioning my life. Like, why am I selling insurance? I went to college. And so I had an accountability partner to kind of pull me back from that. And so we would kind of rely on each other. When we didn't have an office, we would FaceTime every morning. And I'd have my iPad up there and we would work all day together. And that was my accountability partner. Some other things is make a schedule and stick to it. So have your agents set a schedule and make that is their schedule. That is their, my schedule was Monday through Friday. I take off weekends and I worked 9 to 2. I took a break from 2 to 6 and I worked 6 to 10. And that was my schedule every day. So when your new agents come in, ask them what they can dedicate to their career. This is their new career. So ask them what they can do there. Some other things I have people do is write down their goals, their small and their large goals. Small goals obviously should be 7 or 10 apps a week. Large goals is, when do you want to hit your promotions? When do you want to hit partner? How much money do you want to make per year? and once they tell me how much money they need to make per year, then I can tell them how many apps they need to write and kind of what carriers to focus on, because all of these carriers, I know all the percentages for all the carriers and how much they pay right off the top of my head. So I'll bundle plans like they're, anyways, Darla looked at me like, yes, you do. So once people start getting, they start leaving the voicemails, then I want them to do live quoting. And live quoting to me is when they get someone on the phone and they can pull up National General, HII, United Healthcare, StarMount, even though I guess we're not using StarMount anymore, Emeritus, and we can, you talk to them, build rapport all while you're putting in their date of birth and everything. So that way you don't have to get off the phone with them. You don't have to say, let me call you back in 30 minutes. You can live quote with them. Once I feel an agent is confident enough for that, I'll buy them leads outside of HST. And I love HST leads, don't get me wrong, but I'm okay with funding outside of HST leads too, to get them started, to get them going and everything. Once they do that, then they get lead credit, and then they can purchase their own leads through HST. But I think that's really important, because when new agents first start, they're starting a job because they need to work. And if they need to work, then they need money. And you want them to keep coming to work, so you need to make them start making money. Another thing I'll do is if I get someone on the phone, and I'll kind of let them practice quote it, and if they close it, it's all theirs. It's their first client. What else? And then I also do just tiny incentives. I'm sure everyone does this. I actually got one of these ideas from Michael Webb. Thanks, Michael. Little incentives throughout the week of just, highest app count, give a gift card away. What Michael told me, and I learned this in Cabo from him, is that people are incentivized by three things. Either money, they're money driven, that's me. They're recognition driven, they just want recognition, or they like things non-monetary, like maybe gift cards or like restaurants or things like that. So I try to incorporate all three of those incentives into my little gift packages that I give away. And I think that is it. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay, I just saw this slideshow this morning. So here is some of the bundles that I do. I do a platinum bundle, a middle of the road bundle, and an economy bundle, and I do this for everybody. So whenever I have someone on the phone and I'm live quoting, I'll put together a top of the line plan, and I'll explain it to them that, I have this platinum bundle here. It includes, all the bells and whistles. And then once I present the price to them, if they kind of seem hesitant, or I sense that they can't afford it, I say, okay, well, I can go ahead and take some doctor's visits away. Are you okay with that? Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. And then I kind of just go down from there, and I kind of just lower the plans from there. And then I have guarantee issue plans too. So guarantee issue plans are people that call in and say they have like diabetes or some ailment that disqualifies them from a HII or a NatGen. Ideally, these people would be on Obamacare. But if they don't have a special enrollment, there's not really anything we can do in regards to that. But we can give them a good plan for now until open enrollment comes. And the two guarantee issue plans that we have are Core Health and Chubb. And Chubb, I just learned about in February at the award ceremony when Annette got up on stage and she was talking about it. It's really cool. They have like 6 doctor's visits, $10 prescriptions, and metformin is included in that formulary. So is Adderall and a bunch of other stuff like Percocets. How do you know the details of that? I just know all that stuff. Why? Because one of my clients, she called me up. She's like, "Oh my God, I got my Percocets for $10. Usually they're $120." So I just know all that stuff. Sure, that's what everybody says. So anyways, those are the 2 guarantee issue plans that we have. And then I always just tell my agents or my clients, follow up with them in November and see if you can rewrite them for Obamacare. Because if they have one of these plans, they really should be on Obamacare anyway, and you always do what's right by your client. And then if they're worried about tax compliancy issues, or if they have like older people for the colonoscopy and the prostate exam, flu shots, vaccinations, birth control, things like that, I always try to give them an MEC plan too, just to be safe, and then I'm done. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Do I answer questions now or no?
Sure.
Good? Yay. All right, thanks.